Hey guys, this is IrieStarcraft and I'm back to cast another game for you. This will be a 3 versus 3 on Frontier, and this is going to be a pretty exciting game. I am pretty sure because it will be between LMntDeath, and he is the red Terran player, and it will be microBOSS, everybody's favorite blue Zerg, and 7 will be the teal Zerg, their opponents. Will it be none other than ppgBubbles, the orange Zerg, a very high Masters level player over here, and ONEwbc will be the purple Protoss, another extremely high Masters player, and ONEKyhol, the yellow Zerg, who is a Grandmaster level 1v1 player. So this team on the right, playing on random races, they're all random, and all very, very strong 1v1 players, and they're master level 3 players. They're just, they don't play a lot of team games. So it should be interesting. It's always fun to see some of the best 1v1 players get into the team game and see how they do. Plus some of them I believe are playing off races, but either way, I think it's going to be pretty exciting. And so I'm looking forward to that. This map, Frontier, can be quite frustrating. Definitely favoring a higher Zerg count on this map, though both teams seem to have 2 Zergs, so that's a really useful comment to make right here. That's what I do. I'm all about useful comments. The reason I was saying that is because each base has 2 entries, 2 ramps, so walling is completely useless in the high-level games on this map, because you just simply cannot keep track of 2 walls at the same time. If somebody tried to, like one of the Terran players in this map tried to wall here and wall here against a good team, they'll easily be able to take you out by hitting you on whichever side you're least likely to be defending at the current time. Dude, my analysis is already completely retarded. ONEwbc has gone for a Forge first. And so I'm wondering, is he trying to be sneaky? Because his probe is still over here, and he doesn't have a pylon, a proxy pylon anywhere. And he's got another one up here. He's got 2 probes out right now. I think he wanted to try and cannon cheese, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. He's going to be shooting this reactor, because LMntDeath definitely going for some Hellions here. And it looks like ONEwbc is going to go ahead and just place a defensive, 2 defensive cannons here. Very concerned about the Zergling and Hellion rush. A bit of a misclick, it looks like, on those probes. I'm not sure if you meant to do that. But either way, I think the scouting of probes, this probe is still alive. It barely cannot be seen right now. I think he's just wanting to see the timing if and when they're going to make any expansions on the left team. microBOSS, meanwhile, is going to be sending a 6 Zerglings into ppgBubbles base, and so is 7, and it just so happens that the right team Zerglings were not here, and ppgBubbles popping out with a couple of roaches there at the last minute to save his queen, and it looks like pretty much all of his drones. So microBOSS and 7 are going to fall back. microBOSS speed has finished. Going to regroup in the middle of the map here. I don't think there's any cannons. There's no cannons going down. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. The second gateway and a cybernetic core on the way for ONEwbc. And it looks like both teams playing a little cautious here. 7 is going to run in with some Zerglings. Looks like he's going to be able to pick off a Spinecrawler there and save most of his Zerglings. As Kyhol almost had them all surrounded. Another Spinecrawler on the way from Kyhol. So Mastlings coming out right now for everybody. And here comes the Hellions. LMntDeath, he has got the Hellions to back this up, and now Kyhol is going to be in a lot of trouble. He's got a great spread on his Zerglings to try and get this surround here, but the Hellions will be way too powerful for Kyhol to be able to hold this off alone. He's going to have to try and buy some time as best that he can. The Queen, it looks like, is going to go down. He is definitely going to need some help here. And 7 and microBOSS, it looks like running away desperately from a Baneling right there. So close to blowing up all of those Zerglings. I don't know where the Baneling's nest is. That must have been Bubbles' Baneling. And now Kyle's base in so much trouble. He's losing so many drones. The Hellions and Zerglings just cleaning everything up, and now Bubbles is here with some roaches to kill these a couple of these Hellions and try and take on these Zerglings. Looks like the roaches may actually die. The Zergling Hellion swarm. So powerful, going right after the Grandmaster player in ONEKyhol. There goes his hatchery. And now it looks like they're going to be moving on to this base. WBC is going to be trying to expand there. Where is that Banelings? Okay, it was Bubbles' Baneling. He only had one of them down there. Kyhol is really the one that needed those Banelings. But now this base is in huge trouble. It looks like WBC he will be canceling this base, it looks like, and packing up that idea, I should say. Oh, if these Banelings can get inside those Zerglings, they will do so much damage, but the Hellions from Death are doing a pretty nice job trying to shield them. Here comes that Banelings, they're so slow! Oh my god, they're so slow. It looks like 7 and microBOSS are thinking about sending a few Zerglings at a time to try and take them out. And here we go, they're going to run into the Protoss base. There's so many Zerglings on the field. Force fields are going to help keep the Zerglings from surrounding these cannons. It looks like one cannon is going to go down there. Bubbles desperately trying to help defend this base. Here come the Banelings. They're going to force the Zerglings to run away. The Banelings still unable to blow up on anything, but they are keeping... Oh, I didn't even realize there's 2 Stargates in here. What am I looking at? You have no idea what's going on. He's trying desperately to get some Voiders out. One Void Ray is now on the field for WBC and make it 2 Void Rays, both of them back here in the base. 3 Void Rays are going to turn the tides in this battle for now. WBC going straight for the Void Rays. The relentless attack here from 7. It looks like going to be pulling back here, afraid of the Banelings. Man, if Bubbles could get some centrifugal hook action going on those Banelings. Whew. I don't know if he has time, but Void Rays, meanwhile, will be able to soften up all these units quite a bit. The problem is these Void Rays so slow. So slow. That they might even be better served trying to go across the map right now en masse and try and start a base race situation. We will see what WBC elects to try and do. And I want to know where, if I check the APM really quickly here, can we see that Kyhol actually does not really appear to be playing? I'm not sure. I was thinking maybe Kyhol is taking over a group of Void Rays or something like that, but it looks like relentless attack down here. Zerglings is going to be trying to scream into one BC, one WBC's mineral line. So many Void Rays in here though, these Zerglings are all going to die. Using full position on these probes and doing the best he can to try and get them alive, but a couple Hellions with a couple of shots here. A couple of Hellions with 1 shot. Jesus Christ, a couple of Hellions with 1 shot. We'll be able to kill like 5 or 6 probes there, and now they're running away. All nice and lined up, but he does have this base finished. I guess did he allow this to finish, or did he rebuild it? I'm not so sure. But now microBOSS, look at all the Spore Crawlers and defense going up. Vikings on the way for LMntDeath, and another Spore Crawler down here for 7, as well as an expansion that has not been touched yet. And we're pinging a single Hellion here. Pinging that Hellion. I'm not exactly sure why. I think they wanted to attack this natural expansion. But where did the Void Rays go? They are going all the way across the map. There are 5 of them in this group, and that is all that is on the map at all. Oh man. Here come the Vikings to take on these Voids, and if microed properly, they will have a chance, but the Void Rays are charged up right now, and they will be able to kill the Vikings very quickly if they get into range, and WBC is desperately trying to micro the low hit point Void Rays away, and I don't know if that's going to work. He's actually... Looks like he will be able to take out these Vikings. The SCVs are desperately trying to repair the Vikings, but they're not going to be able to. There's still 2 Void Rays left on the field in that space, and that is huge trouble. There's 1 Viking. Looks like 2 Vikings are about to pop out. They need to turn and fight right now before they die, and instead they're trying to run away. I think those 2 Vikings might have been able to kill this 1 Void Ray, but I don't know. Now he's going to be turning around and fighting it. There goes 1 Void Ray, and now it is 1 Void Ray left. Going to be able to kill that Viking. Very close right now. I think he may want to think about getting in the middle line. It looks like he is going to go after that reactor with that Void Ray. Is he making more Void Rays? He is now switching to Phoenix to try and support those. And at the same time, it looks like Bubbles trying to get an expansion here, and microBOSS sees that, but he does not have enough right now to deny that. The Roach is too robust against all of these Spore Crawlers. 7 spore crawlers versus 7 roaches. I wonder which one will be. Anyway, that is a lot of spore crawlers. microBOSS a little bit paranoid there, maybe just a little bit. Now 7 with a massive Zerglings combined with microBOSS. Oh, gonna run into one Baneling, but fortunately for the left team, the Baneling did not do very much damage, and there's no other Baneling in sight, and these roaches will be able to get surrounded. Bubbles using this hatchery to try and prevent that surround and keep them alive as much as possible, but they are all going to die. And at the same time, what happened? Did that Void Ray finally get cleaned up? It looks like a couple more Vikings popping were able to kill that Void Ray with a little bit of micro. And now it is only 3 Phoenix on the field for WBC. There is more Banelings, more Phoenix. Exactly what Bubbles needs. The red team is still playing way uphill right now, but the economic factor, WBC has got a pretty nice income. If I do say so myself, he needs to keep pumping probes at his main. That is exactly what he's doing. And he is chrono boosting out more Phoenix. So unfortunately those Phoenix will do absolutely nothing to microBOSS's base, and I don't think that he knows anything about all those spore crawlers. Maybe he does. And meanwhile, lots of Zerglings inside the natural for WBC. These probes are in major trouble right here. Bubbles with a few Zerglings, not going to be enough. Warping in some Zealots here is WBC in a perfect position here. Gonna trap the Zerglings. The Banelings coming in from ppgBubbles. Blowing up so many Zerglings right there. That is what we have been waiting for. And now the Phoenix down here trying to do some harassment on 7, but there are Vikings here to try and defend. And it looks like with a little bit of micro, WBC may be able to win this fight with this Phoenix. That's exactly what he's doing, and he's going to lose 1 Phoenix there. It looks like he was able to kill about 3 Vikings right there. And WBC going with the Stargate tech is going to be lifting off a whole bunch of drones. And now he may have to run away. There's more spore crawlers all over the place. And killing so many overlords, but at the same time, this base is still alive somehow for WBC after that nice Baneling save. Oh, this one Baneling could have blown up so many, but the Zealot from WBC was in the way. Oh my god. Sorry. Get carried away from Banelings. I am totally out of control. Totally out of control, man. Where does Phoenix go? I hear them. There they are, up in here. Getting shot at by more spore crawlers. Man. I think WBC may have to try and transition to a ground game if he wants to have any chance. It looks like he is, however, continuing just to pump out these Phoenix. So, I don't know, man. More and more Phoenix. The scan going off can reveal that's pretty much all that is the happening is Phoenix, Phoenix, Phoenix. He's going to at least need some voids or something, man. I don't know. I think the Stalker transition would be funny right now. Who am I to tell WBC what to do, man? He's going to keep sending Phoenix into these spore crawlers like it ain't nothing. As long as Bubbles can support with something, we have a lot of Banelings now out here. And a decent amount of roaches sort of scattered around. They're playing extremely defensively. Baneling landmines all over the place. Look at this one in here. It's still stuck behind that Zealot, the same one that it was a minute ago. Too bad for that Baneling. Oh, it looks like the Baneling. No, he didn't make it through. That was just a probe. I'm tripping, man. And 7 is going to pull back, realizing he will not be able to take on that directly. And finally, a robotics facility. And I am a happy camper. That makes me so happy. Robo facility. Meanwhile, Phoenix are still doing some great harassment somehow. WBC has been able to do some serious harassment with these Phoenix, killing so many overlords and stuff. I wonder how many kills some of these Phoenix have. Crazy, man. 5, 4, 2, 9. 9 kills for a Phoenix? That's pretty ridiculous. Most of those are overlords and SCBs. So, what is Death going to do? He's got double reactor starports. He's been pumping all these Vikings, but he just can't get them out in a high enough number to take on the Phoenix yet. Ruptors are out now for microBOSS. Very robust as well against the Phoenix, but just not in high enough number here. This one's going to die for microBOSS. And this base here is going to prove nearly impossible to break, so Death doing a great job expanding here, taking advantage of the fact that Phoenix can't do anything to a ground level. Looks like he might be trying to transition to some mass marines here. We'll see. But microBOSS now we're talking 6-7 corruptors. That is really going to make the Phoenix think twice. 7 still trying to do some run bys, but the banelings will prevent that. These sneaky banelings. Perfect placement there from Bubbles. And now some infestors are out for Bubbles. Oh, I love me some infestors. They're so ridiculously overpowered, man. They're so overpowered. They're not way overpowered, but they're kind of I don't know. It's getting there. It's getting there. Some people think they are. I am inclined to, when I lose to infestors, I think they're overpowered. How about that? Doesn't anybody claim overpowered on just about anything when they lose, though? Now, Bubbles is going to push out with this small group of roaches and infestors. Very interesting. Very interesting. Looks like microBOSS is going to see that with his corruptors here. Whew. Excuse me there. But these corruptors will be able to obviously do nothing. And I'm assuming microBOSS is going for a greater spire. He's got so many corruptors. It looks like he is going for that high tech right now. And these corruptors sort of... Oh, getting a fungal growth going off on the corruptors will soften them up a little bit. But I don't think there's enough Phoenix here to take these on. It's probably a bad idea, however. Bubbles will be able to lock down this base here. And another fungal growth looks like going down on a bunch of roaches from 7 in the back. Now Roach is getting lifted off by the Phoenix. Not the most efficient play, but when you got this many Phoenix, you might as well. And it's going to definitely help out this battle. And microBOSS, all of these corruptors, they just can't do anything, man. Can't do anything with them. Except just ward the Phoenix. And another great fungal growth going to be almost killing all of these surgeons. Unfortunately, only one fungal growth will leave them all at 1 hit points, and microBOSS will be able to clean up the infestors. And now the roaches are taking on 7's base. I think he may have a few too many drones at this mineral line, just a little bit, as his main appears to have been mined out. Left team will be able to clean up that attack. Phoenix, I think, forced to fall back. Still not only so many Phoenix here. And we do have a ground army now for WBC on the way with his 3-gate. He just got a 4th gateway somewhere. Where did he put that one? Where did he put that? There it is. I'm just not very smart. Anyway, Phoenix continuing to rush over here. Looks like we're going to try and make a push now. Death pushing out with some tanks, marauders, marines, medevacs with the cover of these corruptors. It's exactly what the left team needs to do at this point, to stay together. These infestors will be so powerful with the fungal growths. The siege tanks sieging up on the high ground, going to be shelling away at this base. A very great play right there. Look at the fungal growths, though, from Bubbles, doing so much damage right now, and Bubbles bringing up the roaches, and now WBC blinking up some stalkers. It looks like all of the corruptors are going to die for microBOSS. Holy crap! I'm telling you guys, those fungal growths are just beastly. So powerful right there. I thought for sure the left team had a huge advantage in that fight, and they did not. They lost it all because of mass fungal growths. WBC even expanding down here. It looks like that did get scouted by something that probably died to that cannon. And now, after winning that battle, it looks like the team Kyhol and Team Bubbles. Let's check the APMs again. I still want to see. Okay, there we go. Kyhol is playing. Why is my something is wrong with my keyboard? I can't like okay, never mind. I'm tripping, man. Anyway, Kyhol is playing, and I wonder what group Kyhol is controlling right now. It's kind of hard to figure that out. Maybe Kyhol is in charge of the Phoenix. I think that is it, actually. Kyhol has been in charge of the Phoenix the entire time. That makes sense. Some voids back out here too, and it looks like Kyhol is playing the voids. Going to be starting to work on this mineral line. However, these corruptors will be able to pick off the Phoenix and voids extremely quickly. The stalker cover here will help, but I don't know if it will be enough. And going to, at the very least, force all these drones off the line from 7. There is an observer way over here that has not been noticed by the other team. That is really giving away their position. The Void Ray is fully charged now. Here comes some infestors, though, for 7. And, oh, a couple of them going to get lifted off, but there's nothing to kill them with. The Phoenix getting a little ahead of themselves there. Looks like this hatchery is going to go down. At the same time, there appears to be an engagement up in this area. Bubbles getting caught back in here behind everything. It looks like probably doing quite a bit of damage with those infestors, but now they're on the run. And they're going to die. The scan going off to reveal the burrowed infestors. Thors are now out for death. I would be surprised if Bubbles does not go for a neural parasite to try and counter that. microBOSS, who now has a greater spire, is going to be pumping out some brood lords, and those are going to be so powerful. It's exactly what the left team needs to try and finish this game. With some brood lords, there is no neural parasite just yet for Bubbles. He appears not to be researching that either. Excuse me there. That's what happens in a long game. They start getting weird like hiccups and noises that come out. Anyway, Bubbles going to be taking on this army that's trying to destroy this base of the high yield. Look at the fungal growths doing so much damage, but there's just not enough army. The left team, a far superior force right now, with beefy units like Thors and Brood Lords, Corruptors up in here, Marauders. Extremely powerful, but here comes WBC. He's going to try and break this. He's using his Guardian Shield. He's got some Immortals in here as well. Fungal growths. Are there any fungal growths going down? It does not look like it. It looks like Bubbles is totally out of energy, so we're just straight up engaging here. The problem is that the Brood Lords on the left are going to be so much more powerful, providing so much cannon fodder in the front. And these Brood Lords, so powerful for microBOSS. A couple more of them popping out right now. microBOSS, 8 Brood Lords going to press this. And that may be all she wrote. I don't know, but 8 Brood Lords looking extremely formidable at this point in the game. So difficult to take on Brood Lords as a Protoss. And WBC going to be forced to fall back. The cover of these infestors here is going to be extremely powerful as well from 7. Going to make this army extremely difficult to engage with. And now going to be trying to steamroll at the same time. However, WBC, knowing that he cannot take on that army at all, is going to be trying to make a counterattack here. But the problem is with these planetary fortresses is just going to be very difficult to do. And I don't know if I agree with this right here. I don't know if they should be pulling back to deal with this army of stalkers. But WBC is just sitting here with his stalkers for a minute. Careful now. I'm gonna say maybe not a good idea, but WBC left his stalkers there for a minute. I'm not sure what he's doing. Now it looks like IrieStarcraft is going to be taking over that group of stalkers, which leaves WBC a chance to macro here, which he desperately needs to. He's got these Immortals chilling down here. I don't know. They're in big trouble right now. If we check the army size, you can see it left team. I guess not extremely far ahead, but they're pretty sufficiently ahead. The tech, though, with the Thors and Brood Lords and Infestors, this is like unbreakable. This is the unbreakable army. I just don't see a weakness in it, so I would like to see it try and attack here. And will the Brood Lords just come straight up over this ledge? I think the Brood Lords are just going to make sure to stay safe and be over the Thors and Marauders, as that is where they like to be. Here comes some Psystorms though for WBC, going to be softening up this ball of units quite a bit with those Psystorms, quickly morphing them into Archons. I just don't think he has enough right now. The Brood Lords in the back, the stalkers from WBC being controlled by IrieStarcraft, were trying to blink up and kill some of the Brood Lords, but they just will not be able to. There's not enough stalkers. You need a huge number of stalkers to take on this many Brood Lords. And it looks like that is going to do it for this game. Very well played. Another Psystorm, a couple of Psystorms going off, going to be softening up these Brood Lords quite a bit. There's just not enough to take them out. Even Medevac sitting here healing the Brood Lords. Look at all these fungal growths going off too. And these Brood Lords getting quite low on hit points. Just not enough to finish them off, it looks like. And that appears to be game. And Team 1 plus Bubbles is going to GG out. A pretty exciting game right there. Thank you, microBOSS, for sending me this game. It was definitely a pleasure to cast. Very exciting. We got all kinds of tech routes. We got Grandmaster players up in here. Definitely exciting. Thank you again for sending me that. And so that is going to do it for me. You got to hand it to the Broodlords. The ultimate trump card in these team games, that is definitely for sure a pretty exciting game there with WBC going for those Void Rays to keep them in the game. But really, they were just fighting uphill ever since the beginning when Kyhol lost his base. And maybe, perhaps if Kyhol had tried to play a little more defensively earlier with a Spinecrawler or two, he would have been in better shape. I think he tried to build that Spinecrawler, but it did get taken out there. So a good harass from the left team, and it paid off in the long run. That is going to do it for me. This is IrieStarcraft, and peace out.